All right, so in this video, we want to talk about finding all solutions to the equation cosine x equals 0.324 in the interval 0 to 2 pi. In the previous video, we did something like cosine x was equal to 1/2 or cosine x equals root 3 over 2. And if you remember, those were your values for your cosine or sine function for the common angles. This one is one where you will have to use a calculator. So how do I solve this? Well, so I know that, so solution. I know that if cosine x is equal to 0.324, then x is given by cosine inverse of 0.324. Okay? How do I find cosine inverse of 0.324? I'm going to have to use my calculator. Now, remember here that we're going to have our calculator in radian mode. So I'm going to go ahead and type in cosine inverse. You're going to press second cosine and then the number, which is 0.324, and that gives me about 1.24. Okay, so I'm going to have x equals 1.24. Remember now that cosine is a periodic function with a period of 2 pi, so we're going to add plus 2n pi, okay, where n is an integer. Now, 1.24 is in the first quadrant. We also know that cosine, right, is positive in the fourth quadrant. So while this one is in quadrant 1, we also want to find all solutions. We want to look at what points do I have in my fourth quadrant, and so that's going to be subtract 1.24 from 2 pi, and I'm going to get, so this is 2 pi minus 1.24. And that gives me 5.04. So I can say x equals 5.04 plus 2n pi. Okay, and this one is in quadrant 4. And again, n is an integer. Okay, it can be a positive integer or a negative integer. So these are all my solutions to this equation cosine x equals 0.324. However, I'm interested in solutions that are in 0 to 2 pi, or basically just one complete revolution. Okay, so what I'm going to do here is I'm going to start taking values of n, okay, and then we're going to look at different values of n, and we'll see which of those fit in there. So the first thing I'm going to do here is I'm going to let n equals 0. Okay, you can start with -1, and you can see that if you start with -1, that this number will actually become negative, so that would not be in my interval 0 to 2 pi. Okay, so I'll start with n equal to 0, which makes it x equals 1.24 plus 2 times 0 pi, which is just 1.24. Now, is that in 0 to 2 pi? Yes, because 2 pi is about 6.28, so this is less than 6.28, so that is good. So this one is in our solution set. And we have x equals 5.04 plus 2 times 0 pi, which essentially is 5.04. And that is also less than 6.28 or 2 pi. And so that is also in our solution set. What happens when we put in let n equal to 1? So if I put in n equal to 1, well, I'm going to get x equals 1.24 plus 2 pi. Or I'm going to get x equals 5.04 plus 2 pi. Notice that 2 pi, if I add something positive to 2 pi, is going to be greater than 2 pi, right? So it's no longer going to be in my interval, so I do not want these two. Okay, so I only have 2 solutions in my interval 0 to 2 pi, and the list and my solutions are I have 1.24 and 5.04. Okay, and you can go ahead and check whether these are your correct values or not. You can go ahead and type in cosine 1.24 in your calculator, and you will approximately get 0.324. Okay, so this is the solution to this particular problem.